Imagine a world dominated by giants, not just on land, but in the vast, open skies. Before birds as we know them came to rule the air, a different lineage of winged marvels soared on windswept thermals, masters of the prehistoric atmosphere. Among them, none were more awe-inspiring, more iconic than Pteranodon. Its name, meaning winged and toothless, perfectly encapsulates its striking and unique features. For centuries, the very idea of a reptile taking to the air with such effortless grace seemed like a fantasy. But in the mid-19th century, a series of extraordinary discoveries in the American West would unearth the fossilized remains of a creature so perfectly adapted for flight that it redefined our understanding of vertebrate evolution. This wasn't a mythological beast. It was a real, tangible lord of the Cretaceous skies. What made this particular flying reptile so extraordinary? Why did its immense wingspan, its unique head crest, and its toothless beak spark such intense scientific debate and challenge existing biological classifications? How did a creature so unlike anything alive today, yet so perfectly designed for aerial life, help us unlock the secrets of ancient flight and the incredible diversity of life during the Age of Dinosaurs? The story of Pteranodon is more than just the tale of an ancient flyer. It's the chronicle of how science came to understand the true marvels that once dominated Earth's third dimension, its skies. Join us as we ascend into the captivating history of Pteranodon, from its initial bewildering fossil fragments to its modern scientific interpretations. We'll explore the groundbreaking discoveries, the scientific rivalries, and the enduring mysteries surrounding this magnificent aerial giant. Prepare to meet the true lord of the Cretaceous skies that soared above the ancient world, leaving a legacy that still inspires awe today. To truly appreciate the scientific impact of Pteranodon, we must first understand the prevailing scientific views on flight in the early to mid-19th century. At this time, the study of flight was primarily focused on birds. Their hollow bones, feathers, and unique respiratory systems were considered the pinnacle of adaptation for aerial locomotion. The idea of a reptile being capable of sustained, powered flight, especially one of immense size, was highly counterintuitive, even revolutionary. Most known reptiles were ground dwellers or aquatic, and the few existing fossil reptiles were largely terrestrial. The very first pterosaur, Pterodactylus antiquus, had been discovered in Germany in the late 18th century and formally described by Georges Cuvier in the early 19th century. Cuvier, a pioneer in comparative anatomy, was the first to correctly identify it as a flying reptile, though he initially imagined it as a quadrupedal creature that primarily glided or climbed. Early reconstructions of Pterodactylus often depicted it as a clumsy, bat-winged beast, far from the agile flyers we imagine today. These initial finds were relatively small, with wingspans of less than a meter, and they were often associated with marine sediments, suggesting a coastal or marine lifestyle. Fast forward to the mid-19th century, and the focus of paleontological discovery began to shift dramatically towards North America, particularly the vast and largely unexplored American West. This era was characterized by intense scientific exploration, driven by the desire to map new territories, identify natural resources, and uncover the continent's prehistoric past. This period also saw the infamous Bone Wars, a bitter and often cutthroat rivalry between two prominent American paleontologists, Othniel Charles Marsh of Yale University and Edward Drinkercope of the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. The Bone Wars, while regrettable for the personal animosity and occasionally destructive practices they entailed, were undeniably a period of unprecedented fossil discovery. Both Marsh and Cope dispatched teams of collectors across the American West, especially to the rich fossil beds of Kansas, Wyoming, and Colorado. They were in a race to find, name, and describe new species, often publishing their findings with breakneck speed. This intense competition led to the discovery of thousands of new dinosaur, mammal, and reptile fossils, many of which would reshape our understanding of prehistoric life. It was in this fiercely competitive environment, in the late Cretaceous marine deposits of the Niobrara Formation in Kansas, that the stage was set for the discovery of an entirely new kind of flying reptile, one far larger and more specialized than any pterosaur found before. These chalk beds, once an ancient shallow sea that bisected North America, the Western Interior Seaway, held the key to unlocking the secrets of colossal aerial predators that soared above the very waters where marine reptiles like mosasaurs hunted. The bone wars, despite their flaws, provided the impetus and the resources for the monumental discovery of Pteranodon, a creature that would challenge the limits of what was thought possible for a flying vertebrate. The year was 1870. During one of Othniel Charles Marsh's fossil hunting expeditions to the Niobrara Formation in western Kansas, his team unearthed the first fragmentary remains of what would later be identified as Pteranodon. These initial finds included parts of a wing and skull. Marsh, a meticulous anatomist, quickly recognized that these were the bones of a large pterosaur, but one with a striking and unique characteristic. It appeared to be toothless. This was a significant departure from Pterodactylus and other previously known pterosaurs, which possessed teeth. Marsh coined the name Pteranodon longiceps, meaning winged and toothless head, for this extraordinary new species. What made Pteranodon so remarkable was its sheer size and specialized adaptations for aerial life. While Pterodactylus was a relatively small flyer, Pteranodon boasted an immense wingspan, reaching up to 7 meters, 23 feet, in some individuals, and even larger for the very biggest specimens, potentially exceeding 9 meters, 30 feet. Its bones were incredibly hollow and thin-walled, a lightweight structure similar to that of modern birds, designed for minimizing weight while maximizing strength. This delicate bone structure, while perfect for flight, also makes complete fossil preservation exceptionally rare, which is why Marsh's discoveries were so significant. The most distinctive feature of Pteranodon was its head crest. This elongated, backward-pointing crest varied in size and shape among individuals, with males generally possessing larger and more elaborate crests than females. The function of this crest has been a subject of intense scientific debate for decades. Theories include sexual display. Larger crests may have been a sign of health, fitness, or dominance, attracting mates. Counterbalance. The crest could have acted as a counterbalance for the long, heavy beak, aiding in flight stability, particularly during fishing. Aerodynamic rudder. Some researchers suggest it could have served as an aerodynamic rudder, helping in steering or maneuvering during flight. Heat regulation. While less popular, some have speculated it might have played a role in thermoregulation. Pteranodon's toothless beak was long and pointed, perfectly suited for snatching fish from the water surface. Its diet, primarily fish, is strongly supported by fossilized gut contents found in some specimens. Pteranodon lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 89 to 80 million years ago, soaring over the vast Western Interior Seaway that covered much of central North America. This inland sea was teeming with marine life, providing an abundant food source for this aerial hunter. The rediscovery of Pteranodon in Kansas during the Bone Wars provided a crucial insight into the incredible diversity and specialization of pterosaurs. Marsh's detailed descriptions, though sometimes rushed due to rivalry, allowed for a much more accurate understanding of this flying giant. Unlike earlier, more terrestrial-looking pterosaur reconstructions, Pteranodon was clearly a master of the open skies, akin to a modern albatross or condor, spending much of its life soaring over the ocean. The scale of Pteranodon was truly immense for a flying animal. Its wings were not feathered like birds, but rather consisted of a membrane of skin and muscle, a patagium, stretched between its extremely elongated fourth finger and its body, extending to its hind limbs. This wing structure, while different from birds, was remarkably efficient for gliding and soaring. It could likely take off from cliff faces or by using a pole vaulting motion from a standing start, launching itself into the wind. Pteranodon was not a dinosaur. It was a pterosaur, a distinct order of flying reptiles that evolved separately from dinosaurs. However, they coexisted with dinosaurs and are often associated with them in popular culture. Pteranodon's appearance in films like Jurassic Park solidified its image as a terrifying, screeching denizen of the skies. While its cinematic portrayal often exaggerates its aggression or hunting of humans, it undoubtedly contributed to its status as one of the most recognizable prehistoric flying creatures. The real Pteranodon was a fish-eater, likely more opportunistic than an aggressive pursuit predator. The study of Pteranodon also contributed significantly to the understanding of paleoecology. Its prevalence in marine sediments, despite being an aerial creature, indicated its strong reliance on the ocean for food. This helped scientists piece together a more complete picture of a late Cretaceous marine environment, showing complex interactions between the creatures of the sea, the land, and the sky. Its widespread fossils in the Niobrara Formation, often found far from any contemporary landmasses, provide compelling evidence of its extensive range over the ancient seaway. In summary, Pteranodon's discovery and subsequent study provided crucial insights into the existence of truly giant flying reptiles, the diversity of pterosaur anatomy and adaptation, toothlessness, crests, the efficiency of its unique wing structure for sustained flight, its specialized role as a marine fish-eater. Its story is a testament to the marvels of evolution and the dedication of early paleontologists who, despite limited tools and intense rivalries, managed to bring this majestic creature back to life from fragmented bones. Today, Pteranodon remains one of the most studied and iconic pterosaurs, but our understanding has become vastly more sophisticated. Modern paleontological techniques and interdisciplinary approaches continue to refine our knowledge of this magnificent flying reptile. One of the most active areas of research involves reconstructing its flight dynamics and biomechanics. Scientists now use advanced computational fluid dynamics, CFD, and finite element analysis, FEA, to model how Pteranodon's wings generated lift and thrust, how its skeleton withstood the stresses of flight, and how its crest might have influenced its aerodynamics. These sophisticated simulations provide unparalleled insights into its soaring capabilities, maneuverability, and even its probable cruising speeds. Researchers are exploring if it was primarily a dynamic soarer like albatrosses, or a thermal soarer like vultures, or a combination of both. The function of the head crest continues to be a subject of intense, ongoing debate. While sexual display remains a strong contender, new biomechanical analyses explore its potential role as a pitch control surface or even a stabilizer in high winds. The subtle differences in crest size and shape between individuals are also being studied to understand sexual dimorphism and individual variation within the species. Insights into Pteranodon's physiology have also advanced. Studies of bone histology, microscopic structure of bones, suggest that pterosaurs, including Pteranodon, had fast growth rates, implying a high metabolic rate consistent with warm-bloodedness, endothermy. This aligns with the energy demands of sustained flight, further solidifying the idea that these weren't sluggish, cold-blooded reptiles. Evidence of blood vessels within the bone structure and growth rings similar to those in modern fast-growing animals support this. Paleoecological studies continue to paint a clearer picture of Pteranodon's life. While individual fossils are common in the Niobrara Formation, direct evidence of nesting sites or colonial behavior is rare. However, the sheer abundance of specimens suggests that Pteranodon likely lived in large groups, potentially nesting on isolated islands or coastal cliffs that provided safety from terrestrial predators. Understanding the distribution of its prey, the prevailing wind patterns of the late Cretaceous, and the presence of other marine and aerial predators helps us place Pteranodon firmly within its ecological niche. Challenges in Pteranodon research still exist due to the fragility of its bones. Complete, articulated skeletons are exceptionally rare, making comprehensive studies difficult. Many specimens are crushed or incomplete, requiring meticulous reconstruction and interpretation. The exact nature of its soft tissues, such as the wing membrane's composition or the presence of hair-like filaments, pycnofibers, on its body, which are common in other pterosaurs but less directly evidenced for Pteranodon itself, often relies on inferences for related species. However, these challenges only fuel further research. The public's perception of Pteranodon has largely been shaped by its cinematic appearances. While these are often exaggerated for dramatic effect, they have undoubtedly cemented Pteranodon's place as the quintessential prehistoric flyer. Museums and educational institutions now strive to present a more scientifically accurate, yet equally awe-inspiring image of this magnificent creature, highlighting its incredible adaptations for life in the ancient skies. The future of Pteranodon research holds immense promise, driven by emerging technologies and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. We can anticipate even more groundbreaking discoveries and a deeper understanding of this incredible winged reptile. One significant area of future development involves advanced scanning and imaging technologies. Techniques like synchrotron scanning could provide ultra-high-resolution internal views of Pteranodon bones, revealing microscopic details about muscle attachments, nervous system pathways, and vascularization that are currently invisible. This could help resolve debates about flight mechanics and even aspects of its cognitive abilities. Imagine seeing the precise structure of its eye sockets to infer its visual acuity. Neuroanatomical studies using advanced CT scans of fossilized brain cases will continue to refine our understanding of Pteranodon's brain structure and sensory capabilities. This could provide clues about its intelligence, coordination, and how it processed information for navigation and hunting. Comparisons with modern birds and other flying animals will help contextualize these findings. The application of climatological and atmospheric modeling will become increasingly sophisticated. By integrating geological data with advanced climate simulations, scientists can reconstruct the prevailing wind patterns, air densities, and storm systems of the late Cretaceous. This will allow for more accurate models of Pteranodon's flight strategies, migratory routes, and how it navigated the ancient skies. Understanding the weather it flew in will inform how it evolved its unique flight adaptations. The ongoing exploration of new fossil localities, especially in regions with exceptionally preserved sedimentary deposits, like those found in China with feathered dinosaurs, could yield extraordinary Pteranodon specimens. The discovery of a Pteranodon fossil with preserved pycnofibers, hair-like filaments, or even membrane impressions would be revolutionary, providing direct evidence of its integument and coloration. Such a find would offer unprecedented detail, similar to the recent discovery of pterosaur eggs that provide insight into their reproductive biology. Finally, the development of interactive virtual and augmented reality platforms will transform public engagement and scientific collaboration. Researchers could manipulate detailed 3D models of Pteranodon in a shared virtual space, while educational programs could allow users to experience what it was like to soar alongside these magnificent creatures, making the science more accessible and captivating for everyone. The future of Pteranodon research promises a continued ascent, unlocking more of its aerial secrets and solidifying its place as one of the most astonishing flyers in Earth's history. The skies above the ancient seas are still revealing their wonders. From its initial perplexing discovery in the chalk beds of Kansas to its current status as a beacon of paleontological research, the story of Pteranodon is a powerful testament to the marvels of evolution and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. This winged and toothless giant wasn't just another fossil. It was a pioneering example of how life conquered the skies, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible for a reptile. We've explored its groundbreaking anatomy, the immense wingspan, the distinctive head crest, and the toothless beak, and seen how it defied early scientific assumptions, prompting a revolution in our understanding of prehistoric flight. Pteranodon was a master of the air, a specialized fish eater, and a dominant presence in the late Cretaceous skies of North America. Today, Pteranodon continues to be a subject of intense scientific inquiry, with modern techniques offering ever deeper insights into its biomechanics, physiology, and ecological role. It remains an iconic symbol of prehistoric life, inspiring both scientists and the public with its sheer scale and aerial grace. So, the next time you look up at the vast expanse of a sky or marvel at the effortless flight of a bird, take a moment to remember Pteranodon. It's a reminder that millions of years ago, the skies were ruled by a different kind of master, a magnificent flying reptile whose legacy continues to inspire awe and curiosity. The ancient winds still whisper its story,